Sonya. So you're making a big leap to come join us in New Hampshire. Can you tell us a little bit about your background and what drew you to wanting to be the founding executive director of 603 Legal Aid?
Certainly. So practicing law is actually my second career. I've worked in the nonprofit sector in a couple of states. And in some states, I've been privy to an intake system that was statewide. And in others, there was not a statewide intake system. And the patchwork oftentimes led to more frustration for the individuals who actually came to us for assistance. This is an opportunity for us to be able to establish a system that minimizes that frustration, optimizes the community resources and the access to our services, and then gives them that peace of mind, which will ultimately change the trajectory, not only for our client, but for the other individuals in that household, specifically the children. Curious though, given that I don't have much experience with New Hampshire, can you give me a little backdrop as to how the access to justice has worked in New Hampshire historically?
Sure. So one really important tool that we have to reflect on that is the Civil Legal Needs Assessment that was just published by the Access to Justice Commission. Anyone who's listening, you can find it on the Access to Justice Commission section of the Judicial Branch website. And this needs assessment really helped us to analyze what we're doing well and where we have room to grow. One of the things that it is, it was a great project, and I think gives us a really helpful roadmap for the next several years. So one of the things that we learned is that the legal aid system in New Hampshire, although it's widely respected, can be perceived as confusing, both for potential clients who are trying to access the system and for service providers who are working with people with low income. People aren't exactly sure where to call. They might call more than one place. And so I think that the centralized intake call center that will be hosted at 603 Legal Aid is going to, as you described it, revolutionize access in New Hampshire by really having a one-stop shop model. One of the other things that we learned from the needs assessment is that there is a really consistent call for us to have more capacity. People want us to have more lawyers. They want us to be able to have longer hours. And those are great goals that we'll strive toward together. But in the reality of limited resources, having a system that is as efficient and easy to access as possible will help us to reach more people.
I agree. I think across the country, what we're seeing is the population that we serve, unfortunately, grows at an alarming rate. And as disheartening as that is, we have a twofold objective and opportunity. The first is to advocate on behalf of those who need our assistance. The other is to empower and educate. And so we can reach a much larger percentage of the population eligible for our services by doing that in a twofold, step-by-step process. And that's really one of the things that I hate to put it this way, but that kind of sets us apart from other legal services, in that we get to see the impact of empowerment as well as advocacy. And that 1-2 punch really goes a long way.
So Sonya, one of the other things that I am so excited about is for you to meet the wonderful community of people who support civil legal aid here in New Hampshire, from our campaign donors who are lawyers and people in the business community and other community leaders, to the members of the Access to Justice Commission who are so focused on what we can do to continue to expand access to justice in New Hampshire, to the fantastic New Hampshire Bar, which has had just a tremendous commitment to doing pro bono work. We need all of them. To everyone who's listening, we still need you. We will need you even more in the years ahead, and can't wait to continue having you on our civil legal aid team.
Well, thank you. I have to admit, the reputation for the community in New Hampshire, particularly the private bar and the community partners, it has already reached my ears long before I have reached the state border. People cannot speak well enough or nor highly enough of the various entities, organizations, and individuals that have come together to ensure the success of New Hampshire legal assistance and moving forward 603 legal aid. And so to say that I am anxious is probably an understatement, but I too am eagerly looking forward to meeting all of the community partners and everyone that have worked tirelessly for the last 2.5 years to make 603 legal aid a reality and to continue to support and sustain the work of the NHLA.
Let's do this.
All right, let's go.